Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. The Aliko Dangote Foundation, which is the private philanthropy of Alhaji Aliko Dangote, president of the Dangote Refinery and Petrochemical Company, is expanding its activities in the education sector and the launch of a 100 billion naira annual scholarship program for Nigerian children. The package is designed to run for 10 years. And just this past week, the Dangote Refinery reduced its petrol gantry price by 15.58%, bringing it down from 828 naira to 699 naira per litre, effective Thursday, December 11, 2025. In addition, it has decided to slash ex-depot price for marketers by 129 naira, which is expected to reflect at filling stations. The new petrol price now puts petrol importers and NNPC Limited under pressure to adjust rates. To unpack that whole lot, we're now being joined by oil and gas business consultant Dan Kunle. Good morning, sir, and good to have you on the morning show.
Thank you very much. Compliment of the season.
Compliment
Steve
of the
and
season.
Madam, how are you?
Thank you very much.
Nice to be with you first time. Elegantly, brilliant.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate the good job.
Thank you very much, sir.
You've educated the society.
I'm very
and compliment
grateful
to the viewers and compliment to all Nigerians and viewers across the world.
Yes.
It's a good season.
Thank you.
Beautiful time. I wish us hitch-free yellow tides.
Amen.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, all right, let's begin with the 100 billion naira scholarship education fund that Alhaji Aliko Dangote announced for about 1.3 million students for the next 10 years. Now, when we look at this initiative, the numbers are quite ambitious. Now, Dangote says that he will be scaling from 45,000 new scholars in the first year to 155,000 annually by the fourth year. Now, as a financial expert, can you help us understand how this 100 billion naira annually allocation is structured to accommodate this growth that he announced?
Thank you very much. This is the biggest gift ever since 1914 Nigeria was created. Incidentally, Aliko Dangote is the one breaking the records since 1914. There have never been a huge investment like this in education. And this time, he's targeting
by an individual.
By an individual. Mm-hmm. And if you take from 1960 to the total summation of educational investment, if it were not to be because of the value of money as at that time, from 1960 to date, okay, value of money was good enough. But if you take the quantum of money now he wants to eject just in 1 year, it has never happened in history in this country. Incidentally, he's putting this program in a way that it will help to lift the girls' education. We're going to be able to harvest talented girls, young girls, and the future of this country is going to be better. There's hope because he's targeting girls out of this money, and he's targeting science, mathematics, engineering, and technology. So that shows that we will be able to harvest a cross-section of young girls into the sciences and engineering. Then going from there, he will now target the male students because he is putting a higher ratio for girls because they are the most deprived in terms of educational access to education in this country. Ladies are the most deprived. So the spread of this money over 1 year from secondary, where he's going to start harvesting talents. He wants to access talent from secondary education to tertiary, university, polytechnics, and teachers' colleges. Now, he will spread it across to cover tuitions and materials. In some places, scientific apparatus, laboratory apparatus, he will provide from this fund. So he will select them through the system we already have, JAM. But we will go local government by local government through to set up. The JAM will set the the standard. Because if you don't go through such a structure, politicians may want to just carry children and add on. No, let them go through the established structure that can help to sieve and really bring out the best. Otherwise, it may be abused if you just, by politicians. Somebody will just go to his local government and pack people and just put. No, that's not the way Dangote Foundation want to go about it. They want to go about it structure through screening. And not only that, they don't want to just give scholarship to people who have privileged background. They want to identify less privileged children. That's another exercise. Less privileged children, deprived children across the country. So it's a huge...
How would JAM know that?
We will bottom up. There will be local government involvement so as to see less privileged families that have talented children. Take Ajegunle, take that part of Yaba that is inside the lagoon. There must be a way you can go to those places to identify children. You have local government, you have social welfare staffs who they will go down to that level. The issue is that ejecting 100 billion in a year into the educational sector in this country means a lot, even for the educational institution itself, because they are now sure that those students will pay their fee. They will get their fee directly. So it's not whether, will this money ever come? So that allowed them the circle of money. That allowed them also to pay staff, allowed them to access resources, to fund research, because the schools need research funding, and this is the type of money that will just come easy for them because it's already fixed.
Because you spoke about JAM, and we understand that the initiative is also in collaboration with multiple, not just JAM, but multiple national institutions. NELFund.
Yes, please.
NIMC?
Yes, please.
NUC?
Yes, please.
NBTE?
Yes,
WAEC and NECO as well. And, they were talking about the digital feature of verification for these scholars, right?
Yes,
and that's how they're working with all of these other organization. I'd like for you to just walk us step by step now. For example, if a student from a rural, let's say Zamfara, LGA, wants to apply, what is that step-by-step process?
That's good. From his primary school record. That is why the NIMC, the registration, you can't go to primary school without having record. From primary school to secondary, you have record. So if you write JAM or WAEC, or NECO, you have record. So your NI number already make it possible for them to identify whom you are, and your from cradle, we know how you evolve. So that gives the system an opportunity to say you deserve it, because we have seen your record from primary school to date, whether you are a female or male. Okay, so that helps. The involvement of the JAM is because of the examination they conduct regularly. If you are leaving secondary school and you apply to university after your WAEC, normally you are going to do universal education and university entry examination. Even if you get direct admission to some of the universities, they will still again subject you to back to JAM for the test. So it's easy to capture. There will be nobody coming from the window to jump into this scheme. It's not possible. Why they involve MBT, NU, is the ecosystem of the educational structure of Nigeria, is to make sure every institution involved there play their own role. So that it's not that, Dangote Foundation just want to dump the money on govern. Okay. No. That's why the foundation even now have gone ahead to have a board that will supervise this program. Yeah. But it will be very well coordinated. We don't need to fear. Such child from a local government in Zamfara, once he passes WAEC or NECO properly, the next stage, he will be captured. And the allocation will be made available for him at local government through the whole system. It will not be a rowdy. It will be scientifically done.
All right, Mr. Kunle, I get that point, and of course it's a very commendable initiative. You know, I mean, it's actually 1 trillion naira fund. You know, over 10 years, targeting more than a million. I think about 1.3 million people.
Yeah,
all right, I like the aspect where Nelfund also issued a statement to commend Alhaji Dangote. You know, after this initiative was formally launched, with the vice president being there and everything. But then a lot of people, particularly students, will be wondering, now that you are having Nelfund involved, what sort of intervention is this Aliko Dangote Foundation's fund? Will it be like Nelfund, that is a loan? Or is this a grant or scholarship that people will not have to worry about paying back? And then in terms of funding, of course, everybody knows that, you know, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, you know, is the richest African man, is the richest black man in the world. But then this funding, would it be coming from the gains from the petrol and fuel, or how is it, you know, sourcing this?
Dangote Foundation, this money, Aliko Dangote has already set aside this money. It's about $700 million US. So it is a scholarship. He's not giving it to them as loan. Nelfund is supervising loan scheme for you to repay, as it is done in America, in UK, where you take loan as a student, you repay when you graduate. So it's not, this one is not a loan. It's a scholarship. You are going to forever in your family say, oh, I use the scholarship of Dangote to get degree in chemistry or in engineering or in mathematics. So it will live with you forever. This is like Nobel Prize 200 years ago, Alfred Nobel. Aliko is writing his name, is immortalizing his name and the entire family. So Nigerians should be grateful to him. If we cannot give him Nobel Prize, that means he is also now creating a Nobel Prize in another way. So it's not a loan. It's not a loan at all. Originally I made a phone call to him and say, is this going to be a loan that will be repaid after like 3 or 4 or 5 years when you graduated? No, he said, no, this is scholarship. If you are not good enough, you will not earn it. So they may disburse the money through Nelfund, because Nelfund already have a scheme that they are using to disburse loan. They may share their platform to disburse it to the universities, to the polytechnics, to the colleges of education. So that is part of the collaboration.
But that will be the component of higher institutions, those who are going into higher institutions. I believe there should be, there's a component for secondary schools and primary schools.
There is.
Okay. Nelfund may not be able to do that since they are not well versed in primary and secondary.
The database that Dangote is going to establish is still part of the scientific basis on which a nation should run. He is going to now establish a database in his foundation that will also allow you, if you are looking for talents, you just go to the foundation and say, I'm looking for talents in mathematics. He will give you. Why? Because he was the one paying their school fees from secondary school. So he is going to run a parallel database that will help all the institutions and apparatus in the education sector in this country. So it's also, and it's very innovative of him to have embarked on this type of program. And we should commend him, we should appreciate him. And everybody that respects scholars in the world should contribute to support this. Other great guys in Nigeria should support this. The Femi Otedolas, the Mike Adenugas, the Bua, they should support this. They may set up their own, but they should find a way to collaborate. Because they also want to immortalize their names.
Right. I mean, speaking about that, immortalizing his name, I know that he's also pledged 25% of his wealth to this initiative.
That is to swell the purse.
Yes.
You need to swell the purse, you know, because over the years, you may be having depreciations and you may be having additional students every year. More talented children may be coming into the basket.
To be more than 1
exactly, 1 trillion. So it may go
10 years.
It may go to almost 2 trillion. So the 25% is like, look, if anything happens to me, this 25%, just take it from my leftover asset every year and put it in there.
And this will cover the entire 776 local
774 local governments.
74, yes.
Yeah.
Because part of the problem that a few people have expressed with the net fund thing, even though net fund has clarified, is that students from certain parts of Nigeria did not benefit. But the net fund did clarify that, they didn't apply, but maybe now that they have seen how the thing is going. So for the Dangote one, there won't be the case of, people from a certain region of the country are not applying, and therefore that's why their beneficiary list might be low.
No, there's no barrier.
Okay.
It's 774 local government. No religion, no tribe, no color.
No. Now,
but concentration more on ladies,
yes,
on female, because
female and out of
the girl child.
The girl child,
and because they are the
school.
future.
Yeah.
They are the future. If you go to Morocco and see the number of females in software in the laboratory in Morocco, you will scream. If you go, take the Scandinavians, all the programmers in Scandinavia, the Nokia laboratories, they are all ladies. In Finland, in Denmark, in Sweden, in Norway, you will not believe it. The talent in ladies are incredible. Look, my wife used to teach programming. And today, most of my children are very mathematically good. I had one that even read aeronautical engineering. Because ladies are more patient. Men were jumping all over the place because we are like hunters.
Boys will be boys.
So, exactly. So I think it's good for us to appreciate. It's good for us to appreciate this aspect of the scholarship. So it will not be discriminatory. But
what impact do you think that this scheme will have on the growing out of school children, menace that we have in this country?
In 5-10 years' time, we should be pursuing what India have achieved, what China have achieved. India every year turn out about 250,000 scientists and engineers. India. So I believe in 5-10 years' time, Audu Bako did something in Kano State where he was governor. He set up science secondary schools. See all the brilliant scholars we have produced from Kano State. When many people think Northern Nigeria is not educated, I will just laugh. If you see some scientists that came out of that scheme, they are great engineers today all over the world. But so this scheme is going to bring some good quality stock out in 5-10 years' time. And that is the only way to build a nation. Because if we don't embark on such journey, it means this country is doomed. One time, we were forced into slavery. One time, we were colonized. Today, it's like our youth are the one now willingly Japan, the language you people use, they're emigrating out of the country. You understand me? So if you are able to build a solid foundation where you have quality handsets here, like the Indians, then you can import the job to do here and earn the money instead of migrating. Then we can build a beautiful country and go to Igokosi.
Yes.
For tourism and walk by the side of the fountain there.
There are many places to go.
Exactly. Because you cited it. So I think this is good. This is a catalytic effort.
Right.
And we must respect it. We must appreciate him. We must celebrate him. Because this is once in a generation. You get a guy like this with big heart.
And I understand that the foundation is prioritizing, states with the highest population. I believe it says it's starting with Lagos and Kano, I believe, and it starts in 2016, right? That's
exactly,
The
lady in charge of the foundation, the lady in charge of the foundation is very brilliant and very organized, Madame Suera. So you see, this population concentration is also a problem. People think that because Lagos, about 12 million people in Lagos, even though the politicians will tell you Lagos is 20 million. If Lagos is 20 million, we'll be stepping on one another on Ikoyi Road. If Lagos is 20 million.
You think that
Lagos just say 12 million. So if you capture...
Which data will you be using to claim
scientific. Take satellite imagery.
Yes.
Three times a day. Take satellite imagery 3 times a day.
Says you can try it.
Lagos cannot be 20 million. Don't let us dabble into the politicians.
No. I'm not interested in what the politicians are saying.
Let's be scientific. If Lagos is 20 million, then what is Ogun? Ogun will be how much?
Just by way of diversion, just to clarify, because data is quite important.
Yeah.
Given that Alhaji Aliko Dangote himself and the foundation will be using data, and the reason why they're saying Lagos and Kano, will be of priority is because they are relying on the data that those are the 2 most populated states.
And I say, even if they are 10 million, if Lagos is 12 million, and you can capture every year maybe like the best 10,000 in Lagos, the best ladies and young men, okay, that's a very good one. Even though you have not gotten the critical mass, but that's still a good effort.
It is, but my point...
If you go to Kano and capture like 15,000...
My point, sir, just to clarify, is that in the absence of the acceptable way in which population is counted, which is census, which we have not had, we were meant to have one in 2023, which the late president signed off on. If, as a matter of fact, some amount of money was released, to the National Population, Commission. But it has been postponed. We don't have a date yet. So in the absence of a census, how do you approximate? You're saying satellite imaging, and you are saying that Lagos cannot be more than 12 million. Is that your point?
My brother,
that's what he said.
Take census of the houses from satellite imagery.
Yeah.
Look, National Population Commission was giving...
It's education. I'm interested in what you're saying. Exactly. I'm not negating your point. I'm just interested.
I'm very informed when it comes to population and statistics, and I will tell you why. As far back as 1993, I was working with a company called Sport Image. They're in Toulouse. They shoot
Toulouse in France.
Toulouse in France.
Yeah.
They shoot satellite imagery across the world. They work with NASA. So this thing we are saying, the latest technology that population census was to deploy.
Yes.
I know this. I know the software company in Dubai and California. Okay, that was to give them. They released money for the software, for the Population Commission. I say it with full authority here. And then they conducted the training, everything, and the President Buhari could not continue with it, and President Tinubu, maybe for political reason, tarry a while. Now, if they had allowed that to go ahead, S3 would have used satellite imagery 2-3 times over Lagos and over the whole country. I am telling you scientifically.
Yes.
Scientifically, Lagos population as a state is not more than 12 million.
All right,
that's not the issue. Kano will be about 10 million. Just wait, Nigeria will be about, today Nigeria will be about 180 million people. 170, 180 million people.
Yeah.
The problem we have had in the last 10 years is that people left the rural area to cluster around the cities because of security and safety.
Yes.
You understand me now? If you have great infrastructure like railway, good roads, where people can move easily, mobility is in the velocity of people moving. Exactly.
Yeah.
Then people will hold back a bit in suburban and the rural areas.
Okay.
Then you will not see this level of crowd in Lagos. If you decongest Apapa today, decongest Osodi, decongest part of Surulere to Ijora, if you decongest it with infrastructure, you will discover what I'm telling you. How many houses are in Lagos that 20 million people will live there?
All right, I don't want us to lose on this.
But I hope you get the point of why we needed to bring that in and then go back to
I think
let us be scientific in what we do so that we can plan our country better. The politicians are deceiving us and creating problems for us. They are not well informed to govern us.
But also be ready to be interrogated, for your submission to be interrogated.
We will go scientific. That is why we must not put lazy people in government.
Absolutely.
People who are not critical in thinking. They don't think deep.
Yes. Yeah. And this is the most important thing here. Like we've always discussed, the census in the country is the only way to determine good governance.
Okay, take for example, let me use this opportunity. Every time they will tell you my state, Kogi, has maybe 3 million voters. Since 1999 we started. I was part and parcel of this program in 1998.
All right.
to transit to democratic government in 1999, we've never recorded more than 600,000 votes in Kogi. But when you see voters list, registered voters list, is million. Every time they will tell you turnover is poor, turnover is poor. Where are the people?
Very good.
Where are the people? That's the question. Yes, that were registered. What is the death rate? What is the death rate and what is the birth rate? Birth rate is higher in this country today than death rate.
I think we'll have to invite you back so you can touch on
that separately.
Very important topic.
But you have ignited something that is of interest. But then we go back to the
let's go back to
I mean, I think because like what Steve said, it is so important that you actually outline that demographic and the fact that the Dangote Refinery chose Lagos and Kano State to start off with this foundation. So tell us the impact of that as well.
The good thing is that when you have concentration of people like that, you know the demographics, you will capture more talent because random.
Yes.
But if you go scientific, local government by local government, you may even be able to capture, you may penetrate better there. So what we need is the state governors and the local government administration must be more up and doing. They should invest our money more in educational infrastructure, so that from home, Ethiopia. I was in Ethiopia 2 months ago with President Aliko Dangote, and the Prime Minister of Ethiopia told us that he's building 35,000 schools, nursery and primary. He wants every family to walk their children into the school, so you don't need to own bus, you don't need to own car before your child goes to school. So our local government and state government should build more school infrastructures. They should invest more in training school, train the trainer to capture the children young in all those localities. So from those schools, we can now capture the talents into the scholarship scheme.
It's a great idea.
So if we abandon it the way it is, if you drive into Lokoja from Abuja, just look by your left in every village and see the primary school. No window, no door, nothing. And you have had governors since 1999. They never invested in education.
The one that is there has spent 2.5 years already.
Well, I don't want to talk much about him. It is the past that I have seen the extent to which they were so irresponsible.
But who is there should correct their normal
we are few in voice. We are few in voice. So if we don't face education properly and address it properly, our future is doomed.
And the government can't do it alone.
So the local government must be challenged. We should start having professors and retired teachers to be local government councillors and chairman. We should begin to say, before you can be my governor, what's your background? What's the extent of your exposure? What value do you carry to come and govern me? Do you even know the geography, the history, the geology, the anthropology of the state that you want to govern? The sociology of the state. So this is the problem. Some state up there, as we are talking, have not even mapped their state. Digital mapping, so that you know where all the rivers are, you know where all the pools are, you know how much water to retain.
Shouldn't that be the job of the Ministry of Digital Economy and then Science and Technology?
It's governance good governance provide all these things. If you don't have good governance, who will give direction for all those agencies to function? Some of those agencies are created by law, by paper. They are not funded.
All right. We have a lot.
So let's go back to the real issue, because at times I'm very passionate about
development. We need more passionate people.
We need more passionate. But the information is of value. So we thank you.
Yes, we really do. Absolutely. And Alhaji Aliko Dangote certainly has etched his name in the sands of time with this, education scholarship program, like you have rightly highlighted. So kudos. It's overall win-win for Nigeria. So let's touch on another topic about the Dangote Refinery slashing petrol prices from $8.28 to $6.99 per liter. That's about a 15.58% reduction, like I read in my introduction earlier. I'd like for you to, unpack this for us as an oil and gas consultant. Now, what really, changed to enable this sort of cut? Was it driven by, lower crude costs, or operational efficiency, or, market competition? What
or
informed
is it
this?
just a gift, for this
For
season?
this season?
Thank you very much. All of the above
Okay.
is due to the stable price of oil. The crude oil price is getting stable. It's hanging between maybe 60, 65. It may even come down to 55 by the forecast of S&P and some of the big forecasting companies in Europe and America. Now, the issue with, that refinery, I've been saying it. The refinery has brought a scale to Africa, to Nigeria and Africa, that we have never seen before. The scale is humongous. So by that scale, your marginal cost and your marginal revenue is manageable for you because of that scale, the efficiency you just mentioned.
Yes.
So once the crude supply and the price is reasonable, because it's the deterministic factor in all these things. And the size of that refinery is so big that the volume that comes out per day, when he works out the marginal cost and the marginal revenue, he say, oh, I can make do with even 30 cents on every liter.
Okay.
So he has looked at the whole thing and said, okay, a country that I have brought this level of investment and the regulator continue to issue import license every day for people to import inferior product to the country from Togo, from all over the place, from Russia. So what do? I'm not producing only PMS. Dangote Refinery is producing other products. Yes. So PMS is just one item. So if it is that one item you want to use to destroy my refinery, okay, I reduce price for the people of Nigeria to enjoy the price. You import, continue to import, I will reduce price. And I will still not be at a loss. Even if I'm losing money, I will lose money maybe continuously for 1 month or 2 months, average of 100 billion that he will be losing on 50 million liters per day. So it's good for the consumers in this country. It's good for our economy because the quantum gain within that 1 month or 2 months to all small-scale industries, to individuals, is an add-on to your pocket. It's not a drain on your pocket. So you should thank Dangote. Now, the issue is this. Will the regulator continue to look on like this to see a big investment like that?
I was
going to drain.
I was going to come there, Mr. Kunle, if you allow me, because
Please.
This is important to many people, particularly in this period, because what it means is that the per liter of fuel will come down, or has even come down in some fuel stations from 900 and something to about 844 or 824 or something like that, slightly above 800, which is, far better than what people have experienced in the last few months. But then how much of pressure do you think this will put on NNPC and the other importers so that it doesn't become a question of go and find where they're selling Dangote fuel as opposed to the imported ones? Will they feel compelled to also, take the challenge and sell lower? And then secondly, which I assume is the area where you are going, the report for last month, November, as you know, from the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, said that Nigeria, NNPC and others imported more than 1.56 billion liters of fuel in November, which comes to about 52.1 million liters of fuel per day.
Yes.
More than what Dangote is supposed to be supplying to Nigeria.
Yeah.
My question, if we imported, as the federal government authority is saying, 52.1 million liters of fuel in November, and Dangote pumped out almost the same amount in the same month for Nigerians to buy, where did NNPC and the others sell their fuel? Or shall we say, where did Dangote sell its own if we are still importing this much?
Thank you very much. Good question. Very good question. Let me start like this. We have to scientifically prove the volume that the regulator claim they brought in. And until it is done, I will never stop saying it, that the level of fraud between the regulator, the midstream, downstream regulator, and the importers until we prove it in this country, so that certain people must go to jail in this country, including the chief executive that superintended over all these issues. Because if that volume came in, plus whatever the claim came in from Dangote, because it is their own claim, it is not Dangote's claim. Dangote Refinery has invited them in writing, even through advertisement, that come and sit down inside my refinery and see my daily production, and see my storage, what is inside my storage, see my export, and see what I give through my gantry to the local market.
Yes.
So
which is how things
when they
done.
bring these figures, there was a time even in this country they told us we were consuming 90 million liters per day. Till today, nobody has been able to audaciously institute forensic audit to say this is right, this is not right. So we must continue to challenge the authorities over this level of fraud and gaslighting.
I mean, is this not the old point of why subsidy had to go?
Exactly.
So that we could come to the
now
realistic...
let's go back to the issue.
Yes.
If Aliko say, okay, I give my petrol for you at this price, and I will deliver to your petrol station, why are they in panic now? Why are they in panic? The man now say, okay, come, you didn't come. He now say, okay, I reduce price. I will deliver to everywhere that is that
this
needs
is just
petrol.
a question just for the general public. The regulator, the NMDPRA, aren't they the ones that are supposed to regulate the price at this point? And if so, I mean, what role do they play in such, a price reduction from the Dangote?
They cannot regulate the price of Dangote.
Okay.
Because when he bring it down now, okay, exactly. When he bring it down now, what do they want to say? Are they going to say, oh, don't bring it down because the people we gave import license, their product is arriving at $8.50 or something?
Yes.
You can see the contradiction. So the issue is that Dangote Refinery has come to break the jinx. So there is a sentiment against it, which shows that our country has a problem. We label ourselves as progressive. We are not really progressive. We go to church to preach,
is it about the
to
country
shout.
or those who think
it's
that
our nature, our culture. We are not progressive.
Yeah, but it might be a business fight. Those who think that they will be at a loss.
Take away business. Just our nature, our cultural heritage. We are envious people. Bitter envy, not healthy one. If not, why will the regulator and the authority not take interest in seeing what Dangote Refinery is doing and the way he's impacting on this country? I read yesterday that one professor wrote that Dangote Refinery must be checked because it's going to be a monopolist that is not good for the country. And I read again Professor Anthony Killer wrote another episode and said, look, a tree that has now become a forest because of the multiple advantages that this refinery is going to create for the economy. So juxtapose these two. A professor that was lecturing theory in the university who had never invested his money said it will be a monopoly. When Rockefeller took on the entire America, what did he create? He created forests. True, Rockefeller created forests. So Aliko is here in this generation as one person who is now creating forests. So why should one professor that has been teaching theory in the university, who has never, where are his graduates that has created what Aliko has created? So for us to celebrate him and say, Prof, you did so well, see your student. Aliko was not his student. I am not his student. So this is the thing. Professor Killer helped us to kill that theory, that guy. So exactly. So let us take it like this.
All right.
This price reduction is catalytic.
Okay.
Is to make you and me happy, to give us some relief,
and that Dangote says that it has put the NNPC and the marketers under pressure now to reduce it. Do you believe that's going to happen?
If they don't reduce it, madam, you see petrol is in your tank. You didn't sell it. What's the meaning? The bank will ask for their money when it is due, because some of them, and the bank, I believe, will not even give money anymore. I think we are getting to the end of this.
Before we let you go, Mr. Kunle, I just want to have your thought on this. When you say that a forensic audit will be necessary, give and take, how many liters of petrol per day do you think that Nigerians averagely consume? Average
will be about between 35 and 45 million daily average. Because some days in Nigeria, our consumption is very low. Daily purchase of petrol in Nigeria varies low. People don't know. There are days that there is volume.
Weekends
purchase.
Will be low.
Exactly. Yes. Then Sunday is low. Everybody don't move about too much on Sunday. The road is empty on Sunday, so consumption is low.
So if we're not doing up to 50,
yes, we are not doing up to 50.
And Dangote supplies more than 50.
So even if you put,
why is NNPC important?
If you put strategic reserve and say, okay, we consume 45 million.
Yes.
Put 40 million.
Yes.
You now put additional 5 million for strategic reason. That okay, if there's problem. This country is supposed not. Our mathematics and arithmetic should be based on 50 million.
So why are we importing?
Well, I don't know why they are importing. We should ask the authority why they are importing. And it is time we query the headship of that place. Because this fraud cannot continue. If we say subsidy is removed and you are still dumping product in this country, we have to question it. We are exporting job and importing poverty. It cannot continue. Our children are crossing the Mediterranean every day. When the huge investment like this is on ground here, look, this refinery, when he double it, Africa will benefit. It will become the refining hub of Africa. It will become the refining hub of Africa. Every country in Africa are importing products. South Africa is in crisis as I'm talking to you. There's a study I'm just going through now. South Africa, they are going to depend so much on import of energy now. They are in crisis. Okay, so Nigeria is now we are the new frontier, whether they like it or not. This hold back, pull down syndrome, these PhD holders that want to pull down Dangote. Dangote is not a PhD holder. He's a philosopher. It's a phenomenon. So you can't pull him down. You understand me now? So the problem is that once we become the hub, the entire Africa will gravitate towards here for their needs.
Yes.
We will get crude. I tell you, from Badagry to Bakassi, our offshore, if you take seismic today, bring the biggest vessel in the world to take seismic, the reserve we still have offshore is more than 25 billion barrels. And I'm saying this from scientific point of view because I'm privileged to be very close to people who are in charge of seismic acquisition all over the world. So between Badagry and Bakassi in our offshore, including even some marginal reserve that we still have, if you add it up, we have close to 25 to 30 billion barrels. So the source of the crude is not a problem.
Okay.
All right. Fantastic.
It is the refining capacity that has been problem, and that is broken now. So all the government refinery and the individual, 47 licenses were issued by this same authority that is regulating emptiness. They have not supervised those people holding those licenses to build their own refinery. Instead, a professor is coming now and say Dangote will be a monopolist. He's the first to arrive now. He's the pioneer.
What they imported in November is 89% more than what we imported in November.
It must be interrogated. It must be interrogated.
Why are we importing?
And the bank must start to question because they will also be implicated in future. You are paying for invoices and from M that brought air to the country.
This is such an explosive.
Yes, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid because the scientific world has helped us. Nothing is hidden anymore with this technology.
Yes.
Any fraud anybody is committing now,
it's there.
The whole chain will be unraveled. It's been proven. Where it originated, the people who consume it, the people who perpetrated it, it will be proven.
All right. On
So
your
the question is the fuel
The
they are
time may
importing,
not be now,
who is
but it will
consuming
come.
it?
Exactly.
Who's consuming
these are
it?
Which
The
storage carry
the 52.1 million liters
Yes.
from NMPC and importance. Who is consuming it?
Yes, and we thank God that Dangote Refinery came. If it didn't come, we would have continued in this poverty lane.
Fantastic.
So I appreciate you people for giving me this
On your
opportunity.
final
Yes, thank
submission
you,
on
madam.
the timing.
Yeah.
Timing of the price cut, timing of the philanthropic effort by the Dangote Foundation, and of course, your overview on what will happen if petrol price stabilizes to about, let's say 700 naira per liter, finally.
Good. It will be good for the economy. Agriculture will now be more viable because there will be boom because people will be able to go to move things cheaply. So the price, average cost of living, we ease in 2026.
Okay.
Because it will not be as galloping as 2024, 2025. It was really a terrible period. Then we may be able to now start recording some good GDP. Yeah, that's what I can see with this refinery. It will grow our GDP. We will also conserve foreign exchange because he will be able to save the country between 10 and $12 billion. So there will be no pressure on foreign exchange anymore. If we can have a stable foreign exchange, it will help the country to invest more in agriculture and infrastructure because our infrastructure at the moment is at zero level. You need to go to China and see what is going on. Go to India. They are building roads in India 24 hours. They don't sleep in India. India is the superpower that is coming after China. So Nigeria we must harvest together people like Dangote, people like Makadenuga, Bua, Femi Otedolas, to put their resources together to jumpstart the economy of this country.
Fantastic.
Excessive politics must stop.
Fantastic.
We have over-politicized too many things in this country to the extent that we even became like stupid people, as if we didn't go to school.
Fantastic.
All right.
And we have good stock of human beings in this country.
All right.
So this is my submission.
Thank you.
Dangote must be celebrated and not diminished.
Dangote.
Anybody who drag him on the street in this country, we should challenge that
He's
person.
well celebrated already.
He's celebrated.
He deserves more, actually.
Thank you very much.
Deserves more.
I appreciate the opportunity.
He must be celebrated.
Yes,
Kunle, on
yes.
that note,
Thank you very much for your beautiful job.
And
Steve,
we're very
thank you.
excited about the price reduction, the petrol price reduction,
Yes.
especially
the
this
public
Christmas
will
timing.
appreciate it. They will celebrate it.
season.
And let's hope that NMPC and the others, will queue behind it.
Well,
it's
all
necessary.
right. Thank you very much, Dan
Thank you.
Kunle. And again, congratulations to Alhaji Aliko Dangote.